Today I'm going to show you exactly how you can take our personalized email automation in n8n and use the front end that we built for it in Bolt.new and transfer that project over to Cursor and iterate upon this project, connecting Stripe, connecting Supabase, and also creating a built-in table for these leads to go, these personalized leads to go. So we're going to be changing from a little interface like this. I've updated it a little bit in Bolt, but it looks a little bit like this, and we're going to transfer it to something that looks a little bit like this. This page is the same, but then we're going to have built-in tables where our personalized leads go based off of our prompt. So you can see here I have a few examples. The design is by no means perfect, but it is functional. When you click personalize here, if we expand this menu, once you click personalize here, everything is going to be sent into a new table here. We have also connected things like Stripe, where you click here and it automatically sends us to a Stripe page. Okay, so today we're going to build upon the software that we built last video, or one of my last videos, where we created this software. You can see it looks a little bit different. I've been talking back and forth with Bolt in creating more user-friendly design, as you can see here. I've also created a preview mode so that you guys could look at the software and see what we actually built and what I built in the last video. So you could actually interact with it, but then not use it and start using the n8n keys. And I've also added this little pricing page here, which is dysfunctional at the moment. Today we're going to be integrating Stripe and Supabase through Cursor, though, not through Bolt. So I'm going to export the Bolt project here and upload it into Cursor. So yeah, and what else? I've some other things set up here. I've send project to Cursor, respond to webhook node within n8n OAuth when signing up, and possibly some more integrations, depending on how lengthy the video becomes. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Also, what I'd like to mention is I made some changes to n8n. Nothing major. Really, all I did was I replaced this built-in ChatGPT node with an HTTP request, so that I could dynamically set the credentials so that each user could, so that we could send requests to OpenAI's API on behalf of the user when they attach their API key here. Oh, so that's all I did here, and then you guys will have access to all of this. And then basically what I did in the JSON body is I had this code node, which basically takes their lead list and takes their prompts they upload into this section right here, and basically formats it in a way that is valid JSON to be uploaded to the OpenAI API to start making requests there. And that's basically what this code node does here. The other small little change that I did was in these two nodes. All they do is adds emails also to the spreadsheet. And all I do is I just fetch the email here. I've also had to format it in JSON. All I do, if I close all of these, is I just fetch the email here from the loop node. And then I created a request. I had to do a bit of calculations to calculate the next column in the row to add the email to, because I'm updating a row. But yeah, you guys have access to all of this. So yes, those are just the two little updates I made. I also added the email. Super simple this. All I added was literally an email to their email from the webhook, and also a little message there. I had to craft a spreadsheet URL. All I did to do this was I dynamically placed the spreadsheet ID, and then the start part is the exact same across all spreadsheets. So I pasted that in there. And I think that's about it there. I also ticked off append to n8n attribution so that they don't have their signature at the bottom of the email. And those are all the updates I made when trying to connect everything to this and making everything more dynamic for each user. And yes, I believe, actually, maybe I added this section as well. This is just simply a field where they upload their OpenAI API key. You just paste it in this field and then it gets sent over to the webhook for us to dynamically place in the HTTP request here, like I've done here. Bearer and then the auth token. So that's all I've done there. So yeah, I'm going to get to exporting this and then I'm going to upload it to Cursor. So let's go ahead and download it. We'll get provided with a zip file. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to go replace. Open this. I'm going to head into Cursor. I might have to reopen Cursor. Where is Cursor? Cursor. Does that mean that's there? That's there. Cool. Oh, it'll be in here actually. Let me exit this. I'm just organizing this so you guys don't have to worry about anything I'm doing at the moment. Just my OCD wants me to organize everything. Email I want everything to be lowercase. Email personalized software. These are very similar. I might get confused. I'm actually going to keep that. I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to move this down here and I'm going to name it software 2. There we go. So basically what we get provided with Bolt when we export what did we export? Or we downloaded the code is we got provided with all the code that Bolt created, and now we can use this folder to upload it into Cursor. So if we go here, I'm going to quit this and open Cursor again. So I'm going to open Cursor. Also going to organize my tabs. Don't save. Here we go. So you'll be in this interface when you download Cursor, and all you want to do is click Open Project. Then you'll need to find the folder that we just downloaded from Bolt, and that's this one. I just renamed it to email personalized. Email personalized software 2. And here we go, and then we just click open. Now all of the folders are here and files are here on the left that we created from Bolt. So I think the first thing I want to do is connect Supabase. So this might already have access to Supabase, so I'm just going to run through the process again. And where am I? Let me go back here. I'm going to delete this and say that I want to connect Supabase again. So let me go ahead and delete this quickly. There we go. I'm going to say I want to create a Supabase project. How can I do that? And what do I need to update? Okay. Hello there. I want to create a Supabase project. The current one in this code, I have deleted that project. So I want to create a new one and connect it here. How can I do that? And we're just going to simply ask Cursor how to do that. I'm also going to add some context, files and folders, and I'm going to select the entire folder. So you can see here, email personalized software 2. That's all of the code and files that we have inside that folder to give it context so it can read everything we have. Let's see what it says. Can I make this a bit bigger here? Click new projects. Okay, so I know how to do that. So it's telling me to select a new project. I'm going to name it personalized email software. We have to give it a password. I'm going to select the region. I'm going to do Oceania because I'm moving back to New Zealand in September. But we leave Belgium at the end of this month. So I'm going to choose that. Although I'm probably going to have this project deleted by then. Okay, then we're in this interface. Everything's been created. Personalized email software. Now let's see what it told us to do. Get your Supabase project credentials. Once you're here, go to Project Settings API, copy the project URL, anon public key. Update your local project to use the Supabase credentials. You'll need to update your front-end code to use the new credentials. Typically, this done in the config or utility file. Likely location in your project. That's the webhook. Can you show me where to put the, what did it say we needed? These two. These fields. I am a complete beginner and have no idea where to put these. Can you read through my code? This is a database password. Oh, we need the database password. Interesting. Okay. So I need the name, the project name, the database password, and the region. Wait a minute. No, that's not the right stuff. This is what I want. Can you show me... Wait, no, I'll just update this prompt and say, this is not it, it's this. It's this. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, let's see. Great question. I've checked your code and here's exactly where you should put the code. Create or update your .end file. That is not my .end file. This is my .end. Supabase anon key, Supabase URL. Let's go here. We should be able to find it here. If you scroll down, you can see the project URL and the API key, also the anon project. So let's copy this project URL, paste it in here, and I'm also going to delete this. Ready to paste the anon key, copy that, paste it in there. Yes. So now, how your code uses these values, restart your development server. After updating it, you must restart your development server. Okay. 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 Cool. I have updated this now. Can we deploy this app location? Can you run me through how to do so? Now I'm going to deploy this application within Stripe. It's likely going to be a local host. Well, it will be a local host. We'll get provided with a URL to place into our browser, where I'm just going to test everything, make sure it all works within Cursor as well. So let's see the steps, the exact steps that they have, or Cursor has provided with us with. And automatically what I see is that we need to first place ourselves and place a terminal within the project folder. So we're going to be running a bunch of commands within the terminal. Don't worry, this isn't too confusing. I've learned this within like a couple days, a couple full days, but yeah, you get the hang of it. And as long as you follow the cursor's instructions, then it should be pretty self-explanatory. Excuse me. But in this case, I did spot something, and that is this. We need to first place the terminal in our project folder. How can I do that? So basically, here's the terminal, and we need to locate ourselves within this project folder, the email personalized software 2 folder, so that it has access to all of the files. And we can see here, I'm just going to paste this in here. Then I'm going to write pwd. These are just some simple commands I've picked up along the way. This basically confirms that we are in the right folder. We can see here we have the path, we have the users, Seb Gardner, and then we have a new test project cursor AI. And what that is this, let me make this bigger. That is this folder. And then you can see after the next / it's email personalized software 2, which is this folder here. So now we can see that we're located in the correct folder, which is perfect. And now what we can do is we can go back up to the commands that Cursor said before. Choose a hosting provider, npm run build. I would like to. I'm gonna update this. Now that I've connected it and I'm in the root folder, I'm gonna say I want to deploy this application locally. So when you deploy it locally, this just means you're going to deploy it within your computer for basically testing purposes, because what I picked up up here is it said that the most popular and free options to deploy apps are through these applications, but so I think that excuse me. I think that Cursor is intending that we are going to deploy this app for live usage for real users, but in this case, we're still testing, so I want to deploy it locally to my computer. And here we can see it's provided these 2 commands. Oh, there I am. Okay, so I don't think that's an issue. Let's just run this. Command not found. Okay, so it was an issue. I'm going to put this response right into here. When I ran the command npm install, it gave me this response. Now I'm simply just going to paste that in, and it's going to hopefully give me a way to fix this. Okay, so I'm going to run this command. It said this is usually the safe way. Let's see if this fixes it. 99 package, address issues to 1. Okay, so this is a normal response. Even though it says serum vulnerabilities, we can just ignore that for now. Now we should be all good to go. Let's go npm install again. Let's do the exact same functions, but it doesn't seem like it worked. We could do npm run dev. If it does the exact same thing, I'm going to. It doesn't. Cool. So now we get sent to this page. We have this HTTP local host. We're going to copy this URL and paste it into our browser. Now we should have access to this. Yep, we do. And now, I'll have to sign up because it's a new Supabase project. And if you didn't know, the point on Supabase is so that we can track new users who sign up, create some OAuth flows where they have to confirm their email address before signing up, and just track all the data, really, for the back end of this application. So we're going to create an account here. There we go. So we were prompted to confirm our email, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to refresh. Here's another one. I'm going to go confirm my email. We are being redirected. There we go, perfect. So we've just had to confirm our email. And now we're in here. So that's perfect. I'm just going to try everything out. I think I want to create an admin mode so that this email can have full access to everything, just so I can test it out. But what I do want to test out is if everything's working that we can. That did not work. So I'm going to go to here and say something with my Stripe connection is not working. When I go to click subscribe for the €3 per month plan, the browser gives me this error. There is something that I might have to do to give it a bit some more in-depth details into what the error is. I am hoping it figures itself out so I don't have to take you guys through that because it is or can be a bit intimidating and confusing. So I'm going to say open your browser. It's saying to do it. What I was going to do. Make sure your Stripe secret keys are set. If you've just created a new Stripe project, you'll need to re-add these. This could very well be the issue actually. The the environment variables, because I've just created a new project, I have not added the secret keys from Stripe, so this very well could be the issue. Let's head over to Supabase. Am I in the right projects? I am. Okay, I don't know how to see though whether I've connected. Where's it telling me to go? It's saying see a function. I don't also know where edge functions are. Here, edge functions. Add a new secret. I have no secrets. Okay. I'm gonna delete this context and I'm gonna say in Supabase in edge functions, I have no secret key. I have no secret key and it doesn't look like I have any functions. And it doesn't look like I have any functions live. Do I need to change anything here? Yes, you need to change two things for your Stripe integration to work. Deploy your edge functions to the Supabase project. When you created a new Supabase project, it started with no edge functions. You must deploy your Stripe-related functions from your local code base to your Supabase project. How to deploy edge functions. Okay, so I'm going to run through this. I'm going to go Q here to quit that. Basically what Q means is now this local host. If I click here again, it's removed us or quitted the access there. So now I can perform these commands. A complete log of this can be found in, because everything's reset. So we need to locate ourselves back in to the correct folder right here. And then I'm going to do pwd again to ensure I am in that right folder. And then I'm going to go back here, copy this, paste it in here. Okay, so that's a big old error. I'm going to ask what this means. I ran this command and got this response. What does it mean? So again, just consulting with Cursor. You have two easy ways. This gave us command. Let's see this way. I'm going to try this way. Maybe I didn't type in the right password. Okay. Let me see this again. Maybe I did the wrong thing. I ran this and got this error. Let's see. NPX, no install needed, always latest version. Okay, let's do this then. I ran this command and got this response. Let's see what it says. Great, this means Supabase CLI is working and ready to use on your system. Next steps, deploy your Stripe Edge functions. Let's see if this works. Hello from Supabase, please just enter the browser automatically. Okay, so we're getting provided with an authorization. Enter your verification to code. You are now logged in. Happy coding. Where is Cursor gone? There's Cursor. Link your local project to your new Supabase project. Let's see. Again, just consulting and working it through with Cursor. Okay, so it looks like we have my two projects in Supabase here. Personalized email software. That's the one we're looking for. I guess we press enter. Yes. Please enter your database password. Okay. Let's enter that. Here's your login link in case the browser did not open. Where am I? You are now logged in. Finish. Warning. Okay. I don't know what this means, so I'm gonna paste it in here. I got this response when running this command. Let's see what it says. The CLI is also letting you know that your local Supabase is a bit different from the settings in your Supabase project. Your local config and an extra redirect URL. Now it's set to true. Users must confirm their email. What you should do next. You're ready to deploy your Edge functions. Okay, let's run this. Let's see what happens. Deployed functions. Uploading. Let's see what happens here. Okay, let's see. Because again, I don't know what this is saying, so I ran these commands. Great job. You have successfully deployed your Stripe-related Supabase edge functions to your new project. The warnings Docker not running are safe to ignore for cloud deployments. They only matter for local testing. Okay, so let's look in here. Oh, cool. I've never done that before. We have those three functions or commands that we had in the terminal just created here. What they do, I don't even know what they do. I don't know what they do. Okay, anyway. Next steps. Do I put my secret key in the edge functions secrets page in the Supabase? You should put your Stripe secret key in the edge functions section in the Supabase dashboard. How to add your Stripe. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to head over into Stripe. I've created a new account here. And then when you're in the home page, usually you'll be here. And then when you go down to developers, go API keys, and then you'll need to create a secret key. If you have already created a secret key like me, I'm just going to use this test key. Expires in 7 days. Yes, this one. Where do I go? Oh, where's the review key one? I might just rotate the key. No. Rotate key. Expiration date, I'm going to say 3 days. Use security key. Let's just use this quickly. There we go. Let's see this. API network rolled. Because it has already been rolled. Let's roll this key then. You last used 1 hour ago. Let's go 3 days. Let's go rotate. Okay, we do. Let's try use this one. Go done. Go back to Supabase. Value is going to be this, and we're going to go Stripe. Name is this. Stripe secret key, go save. Stripe secret, oh, here's a lot of secret keys. Stripe secret key. There we go. Okay. I'm going to add the context back again. Email personalization. Perfect. Perfect. I have added the Stripe secret key there in Supabase. Now can you run me through the steps again of deploying this application? Okay. All right, let's run this. Let's see if it works. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened there. So again, I'm going to paste this directly into Cursor. I got this response to the command. Let's see what happens here. Your build completed successfully. The warning, build successful. Duplicate disabled. So where can I view this? I only want to test the application to see if everything works. To brief view. Can I get a local host 5173? Don't worry about this. This is just, I want to, yeah, I want to do this one, I think. npm run dev. This is the one I always do. I'm honestly not sure what the message, the difference is between everything. Like between the different local hosts. I'm not familiar with that yet. Okay, let's wait for this to load. Already logged in, it saved me, which is pretty cool. Now, fingers crossed this works. Failed to checkout process. Okay, I'm gonna just write this. I couldn't subscribe to the €3 Stripe plan again. Here is the issue. So now I'm gonna go into the developer panel, I believe they call it, where you got Command Shift C on Mac, and then you open this little dashboard. Then where we're going to go is network. I'm going to go reload page. Basically, this just shows all of the API requests happening on the back end. So this might look a bit overwhelming. This is just when you debug it, and automatically I can see these two Stripe errors here. We can see here and here. They look to be the same errors, so I'm just going to post in there. And then down here, is there anything important? No. There we go. So it's an issue with Stripe or something. I'm not sure. The key part is this means your front end is trying to fetch data from a table called Stripe user subscriptions via Supabase REST API, but Supabase is returning 404 not found. Does not exist in your new server. This would make sense because in the table editor, we probably don't have any tables. We don't. Okay. Okay. Can you create, I'm going to ask Cursor to create these tables for us through an SQL method. Can you create um, SQL text for all the tables that I will need in this project at the moment for Supabase? So basically what you can do is you can create SQL and you can just paste this text into Supabase, and then basically what it will do is create tables automatically for you. Can you provide the SQL in one block I can copy? So if we go back here, you can see SQL editor, new SQL snippet, and you can just paste it on in here. There we go. Let's copy this, paste it in here. Let's go run, and it should hopefully work. Let's look at this response. Success. If we go back to table editor here, we should see some new tables. There we go. Stripe subscriptions. Stripe user subscriptions. Okay, now let's see if this works. I'm going to retry this. I'm going to also refresh this. I might have to redeploy this for the... So if this doesn't work, I might have to... Yeah, I'm going to redeploy it. So that I believe that will mean everything is refreshed. Do I have to redeploy this for testing now for the new things to take place? Even if it says no, I think I'm going to do it. Or I might try again. I'm gonna look and see if the error is the same or if it's different. Okay, I'm gonna go Command-Shift-C again, go to network, go reload page. There's no errors here at the moment. Be in network. Okay, we can see this X here again. Stripe checkout. This is a 500, so it's another issue now. Okay, now I am getting another issue when I try to subscribe to the plan. Here it is. The 500 internal error from your Supabase. Each function means that function ran, but something went wrong on the server side. This is common. Next step, check your function logs in Supabase. Navigate to Edge Functions, click on Stripe Checkout. Okay, let's go to Supabase. Let's just follow these instructions. Where did it say to go? It said to navigate to Edge Functions. Edge Functions. And then it said click on Stripe Checkout. Okay, now look for Logs tab or Section Logs. Here is an error. Try the subscription again and watch for new log entries. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try this again and see if there's a new one. Let's see. Subscribe now. Okay, let's see if there's a new log entry. I'm going to refresh this page. It doesn't. Oh, it did update, did it? Yes, it did. Before it was 6:14, now it's 6:15. Yes, so this is the error. Okay. Okay. In Supabase, I'm going to try to be as specific as possible. Stripe checkout function. It has this error. Okay. Let's go here. Let's just copy all of this. Maybe in raw. Here is the raw response. I'm just going to provide both. Try to provide as much context as possible. Stripe underscore customers, but that table does not exist. Create a Stripe customers table. Let's run this SQL. Let's go SQL editor. Maybe can I just ask it to add that? Can you add that new SQL to this? Let's see. Should be 3 now. There we go. Paste in here. Hopefully this works. Hopefully it doesn't duplicate some. Let's go here. There we go. We've got Stripe underscore customers. Subscriptions. Now let's try this out. Let's refresh this page. Let's run this. And again, we're getting another error. Let's go Command-Shift-C, network, reload the page. No errors there at the moment. I want to be on the network page. Subscribe. What error are we getting now? Right here. Stripe underscore checkout. So that looks like it's this edge function again. It looks like it's coming from the same place. Logs 6:18 now, so that's the new one. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. I got the another error in the Stripe checkout part of Supabase. Here is the raw version. Okay. At least we are narrowing down the issue. Lots of debugging. Okay, let's see what's happened. The error means that your function is trying to access a column named customer ID in the Stripe customers table, but your table only has a column named Stripe customer ID. Error. How to fix? You need to add a column named customer ID to the Stripe customers table. Or if you prefer, rename. Okay, I'm just going to rename the table then. Rename the column. So it's saying under Stripe customers, we rename this to just customer ID. Let's go save. Successful. No, I want to save it. There we go. Now let's refresh and see if it works now. Okay. I guess we're just going to do this over and over again until we figure out the issue. There we go. Stripe checkout, same issue. Let's go to logs. Let's go back to Stripe checkout under edge functions, Stripe checkout, logs. 618 again. Is there some more 18s? There is. Oh, it's 620 now. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can see the issue here. Let's zoom in. Memory used. So it looks like we need to create a new table. If I look up here, it says failed to fetch customer information from database. Details hint null. Message Stripe customer deleted at does not exist. And that's a column. Let's see if this is the issue. Tables, Stripe customers. Let's add and name it that. I don't know what column type this is. Do we just go save there? Is this a date? Deleted at. Would this be date? I feel like that'll be date. Deleted at, right? If you delete a customer and you deleted them at this time, I guess that'll be a date. Let's try this. If it doesn't work, then we're going to feed it back into cursor. If it's the same issue. Let's go back here. So it's just something with the tables. Let's go here. Logs. See if it's the same issue. Okay, yeah, something didn't work there, so I'm just going to provide it with the error. The whole error and see. I'm sure Cursor could do a better job than me. I am now getting this error in Stripe checkout. Here is the raw version. No. Yes. Raw version. Let's go. Right there. Let's go here. Open your SEO. Okay. Let's run this. Let's see if I can just run this. Can I add a new one? Create a new snippet. Run this. See if it works. Taking a wee while. I might just ask it to add, if this doesn't work, to the whole SQL piece of text. Looks like it was a success. Let's go to tables, Stripe customers. Deleted it. Ah, because I named it wrong. Let's just delete this column then. It was saying Stripe customers table, and then you needed to add a deleted at place. Okay. Now let's see. I'm sure there's going to be another error. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Is it here? It is here. Now what is in there? Could not find the customer ID column of Stripe subscriptions. Okay, so under here, what's customer ID here? Customer ID is a text. Okay. So it says there is not a customer ID here. So let's do that. Let's do type text. Save. Because the other one was a text. So let's see. Let's see if we can debug it this time by myself. Without the use of cursor. Let's go here. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, so much debugging. Status. We need to add status. Let's go and add a column called status. I guess status will be text as well. So, AI has not created these tables very well. It has not aligned everything. I'll need to refresh this actually. But yeah, the first time I did this actually, it got it completely right. There was absolutely no issue. But this time, well, this time's different. This time, it is very different. Failing row contains this one's a bit longer, so I'm going to feed this one into cursor. I am now getting this error in Stripe checkout. Here is the raw response. Set SQL to set as a default. Okay, so I'm just gonna run this. Let's see what happens. Run. Subscription status not started. Success. If we go to Stripe subscriptions. Status. Okay, let's see. It seems like it did something. But there's another issue. And there's another. Okay, so now I am now getting this error in the Stripe checkout section. Raw version. There we go. My eyes are getting tired. Damn. Too much debugging. Stripe ID that does not exist in your Stripe account. You likely migrated your database, but the Stripe customers table contains customers' IDs from your old Stripe project or from a different environment. The function is trying to use the customer ID that Stripe how to clean up Stripe customers table. Okay, so it's saying to clean up the Stripe customers table. Let's go here. There is currently nothing in the Stripe customers table. Option B, let the app create new functions. Yes, let's do that. Let's create. Yes, let's do this because I do not have any customers in that table. Perfect. What to check in your function? Your function should do something like this. So do I add that to this project here? If so, can you walk me through step by step? Locate your each function code. Your function code should be in Supabase, functions, Stripe checkout. Here it is. Here it is. Can you update the code yourself, please? I am a complete beginner. Clearly, I'm a complete beginner. I cannot even spell beginner. Biginer. Okay. Let's see if we can see it updating this live. It's currently reading it. Let's see. It's making some changes. Okay, I'm gonna go Command Y to everything. Accept it all. We trust you, cursor. I've updated your Stripe checkout each function. You do not need to do anything else, just redeploy your function. Let's copy this into the terminal. Okay, we're gonna redeploy it. Okay, now we're gonna redeploy this, but first I'm gonna go to the top because I remember we need to now, because I quit this, quit running the local host. I need to relocate myself back into that folder, and I confirm that through pwd. Now what I need to do is do the npm run dev or install, I believe. Let me see here. Let's go through npm install and then npm run dev. Just wait for this to run. npm run dev. Here we go. We just redeployed it. Let's open it back up. I should just be able to refresh this. I'm going to refresh it again. Now let's see if this works. Of course it doesn't work. Yoy, yoy, yoy. Logs. Ay, ay, ay. Here, what is happening now? Customer ID. I deployed the new thing for MPX Supabase. And I still get the same error when I try to subscribe. Raw. Let's see what it says here. Check out no such customer ID. This means your function is still trying to use an old invalid Stripe customer ID that does not exist in your Stripe account. The function checks for an existing customer. You know, I'm gonna check. Are there customers actually being added? No, there's no customers. The Stripe customers table still contains a row for user with old invalid customer ID. And if we go into Stripe, Supabase, we do have a Stripe customer. Maybe if I refresh this page, do we have a customer in here now? I'm in Sandbox. Wait a minute. I don't want to be in Sandbox. Wait a minute. Go live. Wait. Exit Sandbox. Sandbox is like testing. Products. Yeah. Refresh. I'm going to try run this again. Because it's odd. I'm confused. How did Supabase get that customer ID if the customer hasn't even been created? Okay, so I had to leave for a little bit, but I'm back here now. I've deleted the customer that was already in Supabase because, yeah, I'm not sure where that customer ID even came from. I'm not sure at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this again. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to go in here and see if a customer gets created or if it doesn't. Oh, it works. Okay, that's fantastic. So I deleted the customer from in here and then it started working. So now a new customer has been created. Perhaps a new one's been created here. But I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't one also. But there is. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't one because I hadn't actually paid yet. But now everything's working. That was a lot of debugging. But now that we have this set up, which is great, let me see if I can exit this page and enter it again. Let's see. There we go. That is perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. Now you can subscribe and everything is connected. Customers been added in Stripe and now they can pay for this product here. That is perfect. That took, I think, way longer than it needed to, but it worked. Fantastic. Stripe is now working. Let's indicate to cursor that we're in the right direction here. Okay. So now I think what I want to do so I can test it for myself is I want to quickly add a feature that allows this email to have admin access and to not have to subscribe. Now, can you add a feature that allows this email? I'll do one with a capital S as well, just in case. To have admin access to the entire software. This email is me, the developer. I want full access without having to having to subscribe to the subscription. I only want this to be relevant for the email I showed above and no other email. So hopefully now it goes ahead and does what it needs to do. It allows for this email to have admin access, so it's no longer in preview mode. It's being updated right now. Everything just went blank. There we go. Let's look at app.txt. Let's go command Y. We can see what it's done here as well. Const has access, admin email, those two. Okay, let's see if this works. It did a bunch of different things. I'm just gonna go command Y, 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 Y. And here, command Y. Here, Y, Y, Y. Let's just accept everything. Okay, another new one here, command Y. New one, Y. Perfect. Now let me also update the user menu to show admin status and hide the subscription management for the admin. Sounds good. Okay, now let's see if this works. Admin access. So that's perfect. Now we have access to everything. API key is already there because I'd already connected it with this account, I think. Like prior to when there was preview. Although I don't think that should have been there. I do not think that should have been there. But now we have access. We can type everything. Yeah, we can connect our Google account. Now to confirm, this is only for this email. I'm going to sign up with this. I need to sign up actually. Let's go test. Actually, because there's authentication now, I'm going to do this one. Test 1, 2, 3, test. Let's create this account and I'll have to go to my email to confirm it. Let's go here. There's a third one there. Confirm my email. We should be redirected automatically. Looks like it is. Preview mode. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay. Also, while I'm at it, because I'm concerned that every user is going to have an API key when they sign up. So I'm going to say, I'm not sure, but I think that sometimes new users who sign up who haven't put their OpenAI API key in that field are actually getting a key in there already. This should not happen. I want the user to have to put their API key in, their OpenAI API key in. Can you fix this if it is an issue? I just want to confirm this with Cursor because the last thing we want to do is have API key crossovers like between different accounts. So someone just starts using another person's API key. Based on the code, your OpenAI key is only loaded from local storage if it exists. However, if you as admin have previously used the app and set your API key and then sign up as a new user in the same browser, the key could persist. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because I have signed up to this app with this email while I was testing before this video, so that would make sense. That would make sense. So now I'm gonna try connect Google, see if that works. I believe we'll need, yeah, a new redirect URI, which I actually have set up in here. So these are the two URIs, the redirect URI. So if we go over to Google Cloud Console, which I also have open, this is what we did last video. And we go into our credential here where we set up the authorized JavaScript origins and authorized redirect URIs. And here I have an authorized JavaScript origin. Let's add that, paste it in there, and then the authorized redirect URI. Here's that new one. So the reason we have to update that is because now we are not hosting it on Netlify within Bolt. We are now local hosting it, so we need to have the redirect URI set to being this. And now, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to refresh here. Have I saved this? I have. It can take a few minutes to load, so if this doesn't work now, I'm just going to go to something else. But it does work, which is perfect. Let's go here. Continue. Connected. Now I'm going to make sure the connection is good and everything's working with n8n and the n8n workflow. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to copy the prompt from some of my past runs. So let's look into the past runs. I'm going to look into the response and I'm just going to copy this prompt so I don't have to write a full one again. Going to paste that in there. So this is just my email template that I'm going to use in this case. Let me see here. And this is what OpenAI is going to do to create its personalized emails. And then the OpenAI API key, it's going to use that. So let's run this now. And hopefully everything is now connected and transferred. Success. Let's see this. Everything's working there. Wait, let's go for a second time and then we'll be sent an email with those two leads from here with the lead list in our email. There's the second run. There's the email. Let's go to our email, refresh. Here's the lead list. Look at that. There we go. So there we got the subject line, the emails, subject line, and here now we have everything connected and everything is dynamic to the app, which is great. It's great. Took a while, but that is very good. Now, let's think, let's look back in here. What do I want to do now that everything has finally been connected? We have a auth. Can I highlight this? Let me see. Can I highlight this? Highlight. In the color, can I choose what highlight? Oh. Wow. Let's do a strike. Oh, that's code. Let's do a strike through. We've completed that. We've completed this. Response webhook. Okay, response webhook. We could do that and send the data back, or we could send a Google Sheets URL perhaps and create kind of like a log, or we could create possibly some sort of built-in table that could be quite cool, where there's another page or something where the user can view their lead list. We could do that. Although I think, how could that look good or okay? Um, I might provide a screenshot. Actually, I think creating a built-in table could be a cool idea. Um, yeah, I think that could be a cool idea. So let me go back here, see if there's anything else, some more integrations. I think we'll do this first. Respond to webhook node so they upload their thing. And then we could also attach their messy lead list somewhere. Yes. So let me actually go to clay.com. I think clay.com. I want to see if we go into images here. Okay, there's nothing. Oh, that's monday.com. Let me go here. Clay. So I'm logging in here because I want to take a screenshot to upload to Cursor to give us like a design thing. I think this would actually be perfect. So I'm going to say, hey, I want a dashboard like this. I might go here. Like this. Not record, capture selected portion. Let me first upload that into here. I've got that image attached. And then I'm going to go in here. I'm not started workflows. Let's just do this. I want to fill or something with. I don't personally use clay that often. Here we go. I'm going to say, based on the images, I want to create another page to this software that allows users to have a table view of their personalized emails within the software itself. I want the table to look like what is shown in the images attached. These, say, note, these tables will change each time, i.e. the headers and values with each given input based on what the user wants their personalized emails to look like. So essentially, all I want is a Google Sheets type interface built into this software for the users to be able to edit and everything. Edit. Do not worry about the backend at the moment. I only want you to focus on the design. We will move onto the backend after. Put in sample. Yes. So one thing I've found is that taking things one step at a time with AI is much better than taking things all at once. Because then it removes the chances of, or decreases the chances of the AI actually hallucinating being when it kind of goes off what you're really looking for. So instead of doing everything all at once, you just take it one step at a time. And often I found that it performs better when you do when you create certain aspects of the software separately. So, for example, the front end, you design that first. So you create the design of the app first, and then you attach the back end to it. Um, Often it decreases the chances that it hallucinates and does some random things. So yeah, let's wait for this to generate. And here, I think once it's created the view, I want to go here, and in the email, I think I'll keep it so they get an email notification as well, because depending on how big the lead list is, of course, it can take some time to generate all the leads. In this case, it's only 2, so it doesn't take too long. So I think I'm going to keep an email being sent to them once the lead list has been generated, uh, as well as using a respond to webhook node where all of the data is sent back to them. I think that's the best uh, route to go down. I will have to look into that. I might have to figure out how to do that because I'm not sure off the top of my head how to do that at the moment. So we'll see when the time comes. Let's see where we're at with this. Looks like it's putting some sample data because I have no idea who that is. I genuinely don't. Let's see. Is this an actual person or company? It is. Wow. Oh, it's gotten it from here. Ah, okay. Let's see what it's done. It's gotten some of the sample data from the screenshot. That's actually pretty cool. I would not have thought it would do that. Alright, let's refresh. Okay, where's the table? Maybe you have to redeploy it. Do I have to redeploy the app for testing? I cannot see the updates. Let's see what it says here. Great question. If you're running local deployment, you do not need to redeploy, but you do need to import and use new components, table views, somewhere in your app. Add a route to render it. Save your check. What is that? That? How to add the page for testing. To test locally, add a route. Okay. I have no idea what that means, so I'm going to say I am a complete beginner. Take me through step by step what I need to do in order to see your updates made. Let's see. Add a table page. You need to make the new table view accessible. Let's add a route to your main router. Open the file in your code editor. Ah, this is coding. Can you add all of the updates by yourself? Yes, yes, accepts that. Accept that. The user prefers code responses with no comments, only the code itself. No, no. So those comments there were just adding to the agent's memory so it can learn a bit more about me and what I prefer, which is pretty cool. So let's see. Let's see what happens here. Okay, let's read this. On why? All done. The new spreadsheet style is important to your app's routes. You can now visit. Okay, let's see. Refresh. Let's see. What should I do? Okay, so it is here. However, I don't have access through the main page. Okay. Cool. Cool. Great job. I think that saying like cool, great job just indicates to the AI that they are on the right track and they are kind of doing what you want to do. So you start steering them down that path a little bit more. Great job. You created a table view. Um, I want to be able to access this table view through a menu somewhere on the page, through on the main page, so that the users can easily access this page. Okay, let's see what it does here. Let's see what it does. Again, this is all front end, so I'm going to try to do everything within n8n itself. So the core is the core of the app is all built and powered by n8n. Let's see what's happened here. Table view, I don't like that. I'll prefer it to create some sort of menu somewhere. Could you instead create a menu on the left side of the software to easily navigate to the table view? I want this menu to be able to collapse as well to free up more space for the user. I want this menu bar on the left side of the page to be shown on all pages the user is on. Okay, let's see what it does here. Let's give it a second. So I think this is really the easy part, is creating the table, and then I think the harder part will be placing the data back from n8n into this table. Because right now I've a rough idea on how I'm going to do it with the response webhook node, but really I don't know. Because yeah, I mean I'm pretty complete beginner to this stuff, so you guys are learning with me. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not too bad. Makes you pretty happy with that. I did not think it was going to do that good of a job. I mean, it still definitely could be better, but I mean, that's not bad at all. That's really not bad. That's really not bad at all. I do want it to remove that. Perfect. Great job. You added a menu bar that is collapsible, and you can see on each page. Now, can you remove the original table button at the top of the page? Oh, I cannot spell. Let's see if it removes. But in the meantime, do these remove? They do remove. Okay, that's good. Can I edit these? I can. That's good. I think it'll be good for links to be like clickable links that you can just click on, like the domain, the URL. can I add a row? Cool, add a column. If I keep adding columns, what does it look like? Okay, so I want to fix that. You can delete columns. Okay, this is pretty good to start with. This is pretty good to start with. I think what I want to do is instead of these getting smaller, I'd also want these to expand when I click on it. I think I want to do like more of a Google Sheets view where you just move your cursor to the side, like so you drag it across left and right. I think I would prefer that. Let's go ahead and accept those changes. Let's see if it's been removed. It has been removed. Let's go down here. Okay. Great job. Now I want to make some changes to the table itself. We can add columns and rows, which is great. What I want is when I add a column, that other columns do not get smaller / narrower, but for each column to remain the same size, and when new columns are added, for them to scroll the table to the right. And if many columns are added, I want it to be so that the user has to scroll left and right to view everything, just like you do in Google Sheets when you scroll left to right. Okay. I also think it would be good to have each table independent. Okay, that's good. Like so, like in Clay, you know how if we go back, we have all of these links to other tables, and then when you click on them, you have this table. I think that's what I want in here as well, instead of just being a table. I think that'd be a better option to do. But this is perfect. This is perfect at the moment. I want to say, great job. Now, when I open a cell in the table, can you expand the view to hover over all of the other cells so that I can view all of the content in the cell? Again, just like you can in Google Sheets. Great job so far. Okay. Let's see if this allows us to expand these so we don't have to drag it across. We can do this. Now let's quickly, I'm not going to completely make this design like super appealing. I just really want to get it, the main core of it functional. And then once that happens, then design is really the easiest part. The hardest part is really just just connecting the backend and putting the data in the right place. So that's really my main concern at the moment, is getting those things connected. And then once they are connected, design is the easy part. It's the fun part, in my opinion. Making everything look nice. I think definitely creating a backend is more satisfying. Like before, when we debugged all of that Supabase stuff, it's definitely satisfying when you finally crack the code and get it working. So that's definitely satisfying, but something about design, it's just fun. Okay, let's see. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. I guess you can view everything. You know what? It's okay for now. It's not really what I was looking for. I was looking for more like you can do here, where it opens it up. But it's okay. It's just a design thing, and the design can be changed. Can I like click off it here? I can't even click off the side. That's definitely something I'll change. But it's okay for now. It's okay for now. Can you make the table page so that it is like this? I'm going to provide an image to this again. Like the one attached, where you have a list of tables with their table names. This list could be very long. No, I think that's okay. So the current table we currently have, the user would be able to open through a link type thing as seen in the image. Kinda like a log of tables that the user has created or generated from the from their personalized responses from using the application. Okay, let's see if this does what it wants us to do. And get straight into it. Whew. This video is definitely much longer than I was anticipating. Cursor's a lot more complicated than things like Bolt and Lovable. That's for sure. That is for sure. Okay, it hasn't updated it yet. There we go. That looks nice. That looks nice. Okay, I want to back. When I click on the table, can you add a button to navigate the user back to the table page? Cool. So I just want a button here or somewhere so that I don't have to click on the menu to get back to this page. I also cannot delete tables, so I want to be able to delete tables. I think that's a core functionality I want to be able to do. Okay, there's the button. Again, it's It doesn't look like crazy, but again, I'm not focusing too much on design, more the core functionality of it. Great job. Can you add the ability to delete tables? Let's go no. Can I create a table? Oh, and create. I want to be able to create tables manually. Let's just accept it all. See what happens here. Tables homepage. There we go. Accept that. Delete. Okay. Now let's test if it actually deletes. It does. That's good. And can you add the ability to add tables by clicking the new button in the tables dashboard tables page? So now we can delete, we can edit. So we can delete, we can edit. Let's just confirm that. We can edit, we can scroll, we can add rows, we can add columns. We can delete rows and delete individual columns. Back to table, delete. This is all functional. We've already tested this quite a lot. Now, can you add? Still working on it. So I think this will be the last feature before I try and use your response webhook node to to send the data back and for the app to automatically insert that data into a table and automatically create a table. So let's accept this. Go here, table name, test, create. Cool. Cool. Usually I would. Oh, where's that? Where's it gone? Wait a minute. The table's disappeared. Wait a minute. What if I go refresh? It disappears. Great job. One thing though, when I create a table and click on it, then go back to the tables page, the table disappears from the log of all tables in the tables page. The same happens when I create a table and then refresh the page in my browser. The newly created table disappears. Okay, let's fix that quickly. Of course, I want tables to be suddenly disappearing out of thin air. Thanks for the feedback. To fix this, you'll need to persist your table's data. Guide you through creating a Supabase tables table and updating your front end to use it. Yes, all I want is the ability to create new tables and for them to save. Can you guide me step by step through the best approach to doing this. Go to your Supabase projects, navigate to table editor, click new table. Okay, new table. I just want to read this first. Columns ID, name, creator, user ID, click save to create the table. Get your Supabase API keys and URL. You need your project URL, project settings API, copy the public project URL and public API key. This client. In your project directory, run set up Supabase client in your app. Update your table logic to use Supabase. Test it out. Okay, I'm just going to run through these steps. And I'm going to go new table. What are we going to name the table? Table name, tables. Description. You know what I'm going to do? Can you create me some SQL to create this table in Supabase, please? This could be much easier to do. There we go. So I'm actually just gonna discard this. I'm gonna go SQL editor. I'm going to add a new tab and just run this. Let's see. Let this run. Success. Tables has been added. All of the columns are there. Okay. Now what do we need to do? What is step 2? Get your Supabase, install Supabase JS client in your directory run. Okay, so we're going to go over to here. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to edit this because I don't need to be there. I ran this command in my terminal and got this response. There we go. Set up that. Let's see what it says. This is common npm issue with peer dependencies, especially with the good news. This error is about your dev dependencies, not your app code, and it won't affect installing. You have 2 safe options. This tells npm to ignore peer dependency conflicts and just install the package. Okay. Let's run this then. Let's see what happens. It's loading. 2 packages, 7 vulnerabilities, address to run. Okay. Looks like that ran. Okay. Now, step 4. Okay. Test it out. Okay. Can you add all of the code updates yourself, please? I am a complete beginner. Okay. There we go. Let's accept that. So I've just asked it to add this code by itself to the code. Because I don't want to be doing that. Because I'm not a coder. So let's get Supabase to do it for us. There we go. Let's accept that. Okay, now what do we have? Step 6, test it out. Okay, so I'm going to have to redeploy this because I quit it to run some more commands. So I'm going to navigate to the TWX, TWD. There we go. Almost forgot the command. So I have to put ourselves back into the project folder by doing that little command there. because I quit the local host. If I refresh this, yeah, site not reached, because I had to run a few more commands. And now npm run dev, I believe there's one before that. npm install, I believe it's called. So let's just do that. npm install, npm run dev. There's the local host now live. Let's go back and see if this works. At the moment, it is blank. I'm gonna add context to files in the folder again. I deployed the application to localhost 5173. And the page is white. Nothing is now showing. Hopefully this can fix itself pretty easily. Maybe if I open a new one. No. Supabase table is not created. If the table's table does not exist in your Supabase database, fetching will fail. What to do next? Please check the browser console and let me know if there's any errors you see. If you see something like invalid API key. Okay, so it's going back here. This is going here. Let's go reload page. Wow. That is a lot. I'm just scrolling here to see if I see a big X anywhere. And it doesn't look like there's a big X anywhere. Anywhere. Let me see again. Looking through all the requests. Okay, it doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. Errors. Failed to construct invalid URL. Okay, so it is something to do with the Supabase. There is this error. Failed to construct URL, invalid URL at Supabase client TS 725. Mm-hmm. A lot of debugging. A lot of debugging. Wow. Wow. And there I was saying, design's the easy part. This is meant to be the easy part. Maybe the respond to webhook node will be the easy part then. Maybe I've jinxed myself and we're going the other way around. Hopefully that part's a bit easier. Okay, so Cursor has responded now. It has say if you don't replace your Supabase URL and your Supabase add-on key in this page, so I just clicked on this link, then the app will fail to connect and may crash. So I've not replaced that. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that right now. So the Supabase URL is back here, down here. It's the project URL. So if we just paste that in here, and then we need the anon key. We did this a bit earlier, API key, anon key. This is just in the project dashboard. Hopefully this resolves the issue. This would make sense as to why it wasn't working. Because I didn't place this in, which I assume is some crucial pieces of information. Yeah, So that is why it wasn't loading, because I hadn't replaced that. So let's go add a new test table. Let's go and edit this back to tables. There we go. So now I'm actually curious how this works. If we go to tables, can we see a new table here? ID. We can. Okay, cool. So all tables are now stored within Supabase also. So now we have these. Can I rename this? I can rename this. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. I think the main thing is that everything is working. Let's delete this. Everything's working now, so that's fantastic. Okay. So now what I think I'm going to do is head into n8n now. I'm going to submit another one. I was going to pin the data, but then I think the auth token may be expired. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to connect my Google Sheets account. Seb, Savvyflow, continue, granted access. Let's go Google Sheets. Let's do this. Paste it in there. Is this prompt there? No, it is not. We're going to go to the past runs and steal this prompt. So let's click on the webhook node, copy this AI prompt from here. Let's go to subject line, icebreaker, elevator pitch, call to action. What else do we have? We have PS. Do we have anything in between here? No, we don't. Okay, let's run this. Let's make sure it's still running. It is. That's perfect. Let's go start personalization. And then, so I'm going to run this one more time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a respond to webhook node right here. But first I'm going to let this run out, and then I'm going to basically tell cursor, hey, once I click start personalization, I want you to wait for a respond to webhook. I want you to wait for the webhook to respond to you. And then once it responds to you, I want you to insert the data into a new table. I want you to create a new table and paste that data into the table that you create. And we're going to see how it goes. I'm not sure how it goes. That's literally all I know, and all I know I'm going to do at the moment, or at least attempt to do. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to add a respond to webhook node. I'm going to respond with text, I think. I think I'm going to respond with text, and in the text, I think I want to add, let me see, what data do I have to work with here? Okay. Oh, I do have the ChatGPT. Okay, that's good. That means maybe then add email into Google Sheets. Perhaps then read sheet, calculate next hour to update, prepare prompt. Okay, so I'm feeding this email in. Okay, I cannot do that. Because I want to. Maybe, you know what we could do? We could possibly get the Google Sheet and then feed all of that data into the response webhook node. So what we could possibly do, this will have to be an HTTP request. Do I already have this? I probably, yes. I already have created this request. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to paste it there. I'm going to read the sheet. Once all of the leads have been put into the sheet, I'm going to, the Google Sheet ID is not going to be this one. It's going to be, I could just do the add email to Google Sheet because that is the new sheet ID. So I'm going to drag and drop that in there. Bearer, and then there's nothing else I need to do. So I'm going to pin this. I might even pin this one, just so it's a bit quicker. Everything should be very quick now. I'm pinning all of this. Create can be the same. Everything else can be the same because it's adding the data in, but this should all be nice and quick. So now once I'm thinking, because I'm getting the data again from the Google Sheet, I should be able to feed that all into Google, into the what do you call it? Response webhook node. Okay, so what I found is the sheet is not named to this. It's always going to be named sheet 1. So we can rename that. It's always going to be named sheet 1. Let me confirm. Is it capital S? It's a capital S. So it's going to be named sheet 1. So let's run that. Let's run it again. Give it a second to run. Okay. Now let's see actually if it got the data. It got this. It got the headers, and then it's got row 2 and row 1. Okay. Now I think that I want to do all incoming items. And let's see what happens here. It might error, but I'm not sure. I just want to see what this outputs so then I can feed it into Cursor to say, hey, I want you to, hey, I want you to, when the user clicks start personalization, I want you to watch for a response webhook for incoming data. The data looks a little bit like this. And then I want you to create a new table from it. Okay. Great job. Thank you for being so clear. Now, once a user clicks start personalization, which triggers the webhook locate in n8n.io, I want you to add a feature where it waits for the webhook to respond with data, as in n8n.io. I have added a node called respond to webhook, which responds with the personalized emails. The JSON will look a little like this. Let me copy this. Where just in this case, these will be the headers that I want you to put in a new table in our software. These headers and all the values will change each time and with each user. So be aware of that. what I want you to do with this data is once the webhook responds with this data, I want you to create a new table in our software. Name it test for now. And insert all of the data and the rows into the sheet. Can you do that for me? Okay, hopefully this works. If it works first go, that'd be great. Yeah, because I'm not really expecting it to work first go. If it does, it's fantastic, because then we'll have basically it being fully functional. Yeah, it'll basically be fully functional. What have we done so far? The menu. A new menu between two pages. We've connected and transferred everything to Cursor. We could add an upload file feature, but I think I'm going to leave that for now. We could add some more integrations, perhaps with something like Airtable. That could be interesting. I think with Airtable, all you would need to do is provide an API key instead of integrating, although it could be interesting to integrate with Airtable. I'd have to search up how to do that. And then I'll also have to change some things from the back end with n8n. So I think I'm going to leave that for today. I think this video is already getting pretty lengthy. Yeah, but I guess these things take time, especially with debugging. Oh no, did I stop it? No. I stopped it. Wait, I'm going to restore this checkpoint. Wait, no. I've accidentally stopped it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that and I'm going to just continue and revert. I'm just going to make it run again. I accidentally stopped it. So let's wait for this. Let it run. So these things still do take a bit of time. Like this is the raw reality of it all for a non-coder like myself. I know very little code. Yeah, I might know a little bit of stuff. But as you've probably seen in this video, I don't know much at all. So yeah, it's definitely still a bit of a tedious process to actually get something built. There's so many videos out there that say, oh, I built this in 15 minutes, but in reality, can you really build something like a full software in 15 minutes? Maybe on Bolt or Lovable, but not on Cursor, that's for sure. I think with all no code or vibe coding, I guess, there's always debugging is always going to be the biggest thing. It's always going to take the longest time. From videos I've seen also, it's just debugging is what takes the most amount of time, and to reduce debugging, the chances of having to debug for so long, I think the best thing to do is just to be as specific as possible, because throughout this time when I've been super specific, when I've been like, add this button here, I want you to add a table, I want you to add this view to a table, right? When I've been super specific, it's almost always gotten at first go. I think it has gotten at first go. So I think just being super specific is really the way to go and to do this stuff at the moment. Of course, you don't have to be that specific, like add one button. Okay, then it does that. Okay, now I want you to add the ability to delete. I think you could do that all within one prompt. Say, hey, I want you to add the ability to add new tables and also to delete tables. I think you could do that and it'll get it first go. Even bigger than that, but I think the main reason we're debugging so much at the start is because of the switch between the two platforms. between Bolt and Cursor, and that Cursor had to learn the code, had to look through it all, and there were some things that Bolt clearly didn't leave in too good of a way for Cursor and for matching things up with Supabase and the software. So we got there in the end, and it just took a bit more debugging. But uh, after that, and after we had everything connected, really we haven't had to do too much debugging because I've been trying to be super specific and also guiding it down the right path by saying things like great job. I do think that makes an impact. So now I need to run the migration to add the new columns to these. Let me deploy the migration. Okay. So yeah, that's just a personal thing, I think. Saying great job, it just steers the AI down the right path that you're basically saying, hey, you're doing something right. Um, I cannot write yes. Okay, let's see what it does here. I'm gonna say accept all. So it's saying Y or N, but I think I need to say Y, but I cannot say Y. So I might actually run it myself. Um, yeah, I might run it myself. Let me run it myself. Uh, no, I'll do this. I'll do this manually. I'm gonna quit this for now. I'm gonna run this. Connect to the database. I'm gonna have to do Y. The reason I stopped this is because you can see down here in the command it says Y/N. So that's implying that a user needs to say yes or no. Y being yes, N being no. And I'm saying yes, I do want you to do this. But this did return an error. I think perhaps I might know the issue, and it might be that I need to be in the root folder. Because again, I quit the local host. So now, since I clicked Q, this, if I enter this again, site can't be reached. I'm going to do pwd to ensure I'm in the right thing. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to run this command. Where is it? CD uses. It's this one here. Okay. Let's see if it works now. Now that I've placed it back into the folder, perhaps it will work. Let's go Y. Okay, it's done the same thing. I'm going to place this into. I ran the command you tried to run in my terminal and got this response. Let's see. So now I see the migration is failing because it's trying to reference a deleted at column that doesn't exist in the stripes. Let me fix this. Updating the migration to add the missing column first. Okay. All right, tick there. I'll run this. Hopefully it doesn't say yes or no. Otherwise, I'm going to have to run it myself. It does. Or can I say yes? Yes, yes, yes. The issue is that stripe underscore orders tables doesn't exist yet. Let me fix the migration to only add columns to tables that exist. Run this. I'm likely going to have to do yes or no again. There we go. Yes. Okay, column subscription ID doesn't exist. Okay, so it's having some issues with Supabase again. The migration is failing because Stripe underscore subscriptions table in your database does not have subscription ID. Why don't I'm just going to add this ID. Let me just add this manually. Stripe subscriptions. Let me just add this. Surely that cannot. What is it? Subscription ID. It's just called ID. It's not subscription ID. Wait a minute. Stripe subscription. Wait. Let me say the subscription ID is just called what's it called? ID in Supabase. Let me see if it changes anything in the code now, perhaps. Hopefully. The migration is failing because the view and some queries are referencing the column called subscription ID, but in your Supabase table, it's just called ID. Replace every instance of serial with ID, also update. For example, yes, guide me through the steps. I'm really hesitant on doing this because I don't want to, well, I want to be careful with this because I don't want to stuff up the subscriptions for Stripe that we're having issues with at the start. It's not live at the moment. But when we tried to connect Stripe, it took a while. So let's see, open migration file. Open this file in Supabase, migrations, 385, 83, this one. Find replace all subscription ID. Replace it with SID. Customer ID, SID, S status. So it looks like it's saying to do this. That. SID. We should be able to tab that. Yep. There comes out my coding skills. Popped out the tag. The tab, sorry. After making these changes, save the file. Command S. In your terminal, run this. Just run it. Whew. Coding's hard work. Coding is hard work. Yes. Okay, looks like you got the exact, not the exact same error. Error, column S price ID does not exist. Let's just feed this in to. I now get this error. Great progress. Now the error is about the column S price ID, not existing in your Stripe subscriptions table. Price ID, current period end, customer ID, deleted at, not started, current period time, Stripe subscription ID, Stripe customer ID, Stripe status, user ID. The thing I think maybe it could be is the Stripe subscription ID. ID is the subscription ID. Wait a minute. Subscription ID. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, no, no. The Stripe subscription ID. This is what I meant to do. What is ID then? So Stripe, I assume it's this. I'm actually Although it didn't error out. I'm gonna try do this. Just bear with me. Let's see if this error changes. If it does change, then I'm gonna put it back to what it was. Yes. Price ID statement. View for user subscription. Create view Stripe user subscription with security evoker equals true. Stripe user subscription. Okay, so it doesn't look like anything changed, but the reason I did change it from just being ID is because I mean this looks much more relevant, like it'll go there. Subscription ID and Stripe subscription ID, they're like the same thing except Stripe is at the front. ID must be the customer ID, like the ID of the customer in although that's weird. The reason that's weird is because Stripe ID is null. And this ID, maybe I'll keep it the same. Because that would make no sense, because Stripe customers is here. There's the ID to, yeah. No, 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 no. No, no, no. This should be ID. Yes. Yes, yes, let's keep that at ID. Great progress. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Why the migration tries to create a view that selects S price ID. But your table does not have a price ID column. How to fix? Add the price ID column in your table. Okay, price ID. Let's just add this. Price ID description. What would the column be? Should the price ID column be numeric format or what's in Supabase? So we have to choose a format, and I'm not sure what format I should put it. I guess it'll be numeric, but I'm not sure. Stripe price IDs are strings. They look like they are not numeric values. They contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Type text, leave blank. Example, Stripe IDs, type text. Okay, let's do text. And I guess we click save. Now, let's go back up here. How to fix. Option 1, add price ID, go to Supabase. Price ID, click save. Option 2. Okay, now let's run this. Let's see if it's saved. Price ID. Let's go here. Will it finally work? I mean, this isn't as bad. If it works now, this isn't as bad as what happened before, but it did not work. What is happening? What is happening? Let's go. I now am getting this response. So I feel like right now, it's like we're on the final stretch, but there's still some errors going on. Like, I forget I don't have it open, but it feels like you're like so close to finishing, but there's still just this little annoying pieces to go. Now the error is about current period underscore start. I believe we do have current period. Current period. We have current period end, but not start. That is right. That is right. We don't have a current period start, so I will have to add that. What do we have? We have end. Okay, so we have start end already. So let's go here. Let's go add. Time. I guess it's this. The reason I think it's that and not whatever that is because I didn't see that for one. And in the current period end, it was that. No, here, it was that. So then I assume this is the same. Cancel at period. Okay, let's add that. Cancel at period. Boolean. Oh, did I not copy that? Cancel at period. Do we have a Boolean? Logical Boolean. When you say type Boolean in Supabase, is that the type bool, which has the description Boolean, logical Boolean, Boolean, true, false. Yes, exactly. That is great. Great to hear. Since you're using Stripe and these are the standard Stripe subscription fields, I recommend adding the columns. Okay, they're the same. They're the same. I was just looking at these two. My recommendations here versus you have two options, but these look to be the same, so I'm just going to add them. Yeah, we got Boolean. And what is this type? This is type text. So let's run this. Let's add another column. This is text. Text. Oh, text. I think I've learned so much about Supabase during this video. Like before today, I'd rarely used Supabase at all. I mean, I use it a little bit, but not much. Not much at all. The only thing I was familiar with is n8n and a bit of Cursor from my past week's dabble in Cursor. Dabbling a bit in Cursor. Okay. Cool. Cool. I added all of those columns. Now, should I run the command again in my terminal? I'll provide it with the command, which I will actually go over here to get. It is this. Here we go. Let's run that. Connecting to Supabase. Connecting to remote database. Yes. Nice. Okay, let's just accept I got this response to the command in my terminal. Let's just accept that. We're gonna have to do a bit more debugging. Great progress though. We are saying great progress, and that is a great sign. The fix is simple. We need to add if not exists to creation or drop the existing view first. Let me fix this for you by updating the migration. Thank you. Now let's also update the origin migration to remove the view creation since we are handling it in the new migration. What am I talking about? My words are getting muddled up. Now that, I mean, how long has this video been? Wow, a long time. A long time. Can I click yes, please? Okay, it doesn't look like I can click yes, so I'm gonna go skip here. I'm gonna run it myself. in my terminal on MacBook. Okay, now we're getting this error. Oops, let's copy this in. Now I am getting this response from the command in my terminal. Now let's see. It looks different though. It's good it's looking different and it's not the same error that's persisting. Because that's when it can be a real nightmare if it's the same error over and over and over again. Because it kind of just indicates that you're going nowhere. And that could also indicate that the AI is going around in circles. And it's kind of hallucinating and it's not getting anywhere. It's just going around in circles and doing a whole bunch of random stuff. So you don't generally want that. But it's a good sign that we are getting different errors each time. So let's do this, run the same. But we're still getting a lot of errors. Now, no, I'm going to skip that. I ran the command in my terminal and got this response. There we go. Where are they? Wait a minute, here they are. It's getting a bit late here. I've been trying these to try block out the blue light at night. It's around 9 PM, I think, 8:45. But we're going to push through and try finish this. Try finish this off. I've tried to make this as raw as possible to kind of show, I guess, the raw reality of doing this all as a beginner. I ran the command in my terminal and got this response. Okay, let's see. Let's run it. That's a long error this time. Stripe customers ID, new table, Stripe, security. Wow. Everything seems to be with Stripe. Great news, the first two migrations worked successfully. The error is now in the third migration file, which has an unterminated comment. This is simple syntax error in the SQL file. Let me fix it for you. I found the issue. There's a malformed HTML tag in the comment on line 47. Yes, you can fix that. You can fix that. Accept. Let's run this again. Let's see if it works now. For like the 10th time. Yes. Column subscription ID does not exist. Okay, much smaller error this time. Let's go stop. I ran the command and got this response. Again, at least these are different errors each time and they're not the same error each time, because that if it was the same error, it could mean the AI is hallucinating, and then it's not good then. It's not good if the AI starts going around in circles. But it does not remove the fact we're getting errors each time. I ran the command and got this response. Let's just fix it all up. Fix everything up. But we're always getting excellence. We're striving for great progress. We're striving for that excellent, great news. Guys, we're doing fantastic. Cursor has told us themselves. We are doing great. Let's run this. Let's run this. Yes. Error. Stop. I ran the command and got this response. Dun, dun. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we can see. Error, constraint definition does not exist. At statement 3, add foreign key constraints only if customer ID has unique constraint. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means, but let's tick that. Let's run it again because Cursor. Has Cursor said great job? No, he hasn't. Or she hasn't. No, it hasn't. We are no longer doing a great job. But we are getting errors. I ran the command and got this error. Wow, we were. Great. We are doing great now. We are almost there. Whoops. We are almost there. The error policy, I feel like we've been almost there for the last 5 prompts. The last 5 questions. Let's go. Let's go. Is this going to be the round? Let's go. Let's go. It was the round. It was. That is fantastic. Now, let's see what it tells us to do. Let's say, fantastic. I got this response in my terminal from the command. Fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Cursor agrees. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All Stripe tables and policies, new tables, table headers, and now let's test your new features. Your personalized feature is now ready to test. Fill your personalization field, click start personalizing the app, or send data to you, wait for a response automatic. If this works, I was expecting to do something after this, but if this works, we're gonna watch the magic happen. Indeed we are. I feel like it's just turned into ChatGPT with all these emojis. Wow. Yeah. It was not using emojis like this before. No, it wasn't. So let's see. Let's see if it's all talk or not. We do need to deploy. npm install. npm run dev. There we go. We can now remember that, so we're becoming pros at coding. Okay, let's go and do this. Let's go Google Sheets, copy this URL, paste that in there, use the sheet, connect to Google Sheets, see about Savvy Flow, continue, connected. Let's take the prompt that we used before again, should be in here. Perfecto. Let's go table view. AI prompt. Let's go column. Let's make this look all nice. Make it look all nice. PS. Okay. Now I'm gonna unpin this and get it ready to run. And if this works first go, I'll be pleasantly surprised. What am I doing? Run this. There. So what? There's an error now. Okay. Webhook node not correctly figured. You set the respond parameter. Ah, yes. Using respond to webhook node. Okay, so we need to use the using response webhook node instead of immediately. So we've got respond using respond to webhook node because we've added this respond to webhook node. So let's see now if this works. Oh, okay, everything's still set. Now it's processing. Now fingers crossed, once this responds, we get a new table in here. I believe that one was already there, so we're going to wait. It's still running. Everything has been reset because I did leave the page. Oi. Oi. Everything is in here. That is fantastic. Let's go back here and we can confirm. Let's see the headers. Subject line, icebreaker, elevator pitch, call to action, PS, and email. Everything there. Let's see if it's the right. Oh, it's right. It is right. And now all you'd have to do, and this is all working. This is great. This is great. Then what you could even do, now I think of it, is you could say, you could have a feature that automatically exports all of these leads and puts them into a into an instantly campaign. So you could imagine, I'm not going to do this now because the video is getting a bit lengthy, but you could imagine how instantly, you could go over to instantly AI. Just wait for this to verify. And then you could create a campaign. Let's log in here. You could create a campaign where you create a sequence, and then, for example, in your first sequence, you could, oh no, upload a lead. What am I talking about? You can imagine how you could upload leads automatically to Smartlead through the API. So you could take these leads and these variables and upload them automatically to instantly or Smartlead using the add new lead API instantly AI. Create lead, the create lead endpoint, and you could actually no, yeah, I think you could press a button within the app. So then you just look through this documentation, again doing an HTTP request, possibly creating an integration with Instantly, and then using that integration so that they don't have to, so the user doesn't have to provide their API because not all users will be that used to being in the technical space, I guess. Although getting an API key, I believe, wouldn't be too hard. It's just copy and pasting. I think having just a standard integration like we did with Google Sheets, where they just simply sign into their account within the app, where they just signed into the account to get the credentials that we need to perform actions on behalf of them. You could do the same with Instantly, could integrate with Airtable also if a user wants to upload their lead list, their messy lead list, instead of Google Sheets through Airtable, and then adding an integration for them to connect their Instantly or Smart Lead account to create that lead and export leads into a campaign that they specify within the app so that they could automatically do that without having to think, so they don't have to export a CSV and then upload it into Instantly. They can do it completely on autopilot. I think that could be a valuable feature and possibly something that I'll add in the future. And there's so many more things, a settings page that you could add. But the main thing is that this entire thing is functional now with Supabase, with Stripe, with everything. I'm actually going to confirm before we hop off that Stripe still works, because we did change some things in. It does. I was going to say, because we changed some things in Supabase, I just wanted to confirm this still works, and it does. So that's good. That's good. Oh, and I'd also want to have something for the users to be able to view uh, the plan page instead of having to click up here. And then we've created admin access. Everything's connected. Could possibly add a upload a file also. So much potential with this, and you can imagine how you could go extremely far with this. But yeah, it's definitely been fun building this out, and it's been cool debugging it with you guys and going through absolutely everything, showing how it really is for a non-coder like myself to build this kind of stuff and create it. The raw reality, skipping all of the fluff and everything. This is what it's like building this kind of stuff. I've shown you from Bolt, building it in Bolt, wherever that is. I must have closed the tab, to transferring that project to Cursor and then developing in Cursor with the terminal and all of that stuff. This is what it's like doing this kind of stuff, and I think it's or let me know if it's good to do to get away from all the other stuff of people building stuff in 15 minutes. And yeah, I might create some things expanding on this even more in the future. And yeah, had a lot of fun building this out, and we'll see you in the next one.